Hey, it's Gerard, and today we'll be reacting to the new Pink Panthers album, Heaven Knows. And I'm going to be transparent. When I first listened to the album, I disliked the entire first half. I had a hard time reviewing the album. I was going to call it bad, but of course I didn't want to do that. I try to not be negative when I know artists put their heart and soul into a project most of the time. So instead of dropping a reaction on my first listen, I decided to re-listen to it for the sake of the review. And this is exactly why I don't drop reviews until I listen to something multiple times, because my opinions literally within a 30-minute time frame completely flipped. Heaven Knows is 13 songs, slightly over 34 minutes, but to me this project is just 12 songs long, because being realistic, Boy's a Liar was not meant to be on the cohesive album. It's probably in there for streaming and for numbers reasons, which is completely fine. Artists do that all the time. And while Pink Panthers isn't the originator, no one else in that realm has the popularity that she's gained over the past few years. While she's had tons of internet sensations and hits like Boy's a Liar and Pain, I feel like she's become an internet favorite because her personality and how radiant she is in interviews. She just seems like a likable person overall. While I enjoy her as an artist, I feel like the subgenre that she's in doesn't give the biggest realm of variety. There's not much she can do that differentiates from one song to another sonically. Not to say that every song sounds the same. There are some faster tempo songs, especially towards the beginning of the album, and as it progresses we get into more slower paced songs. That's where I believe that Pink Panther truly begins to shine. The thing is though, despite the lack of variety, Pink Panthers has completely evolved as an artist, especially within her own sound. The album opens with a great intro featuring Rima, hopefully I pronounced that right, and I found myself on my re-listen immediately getting absorbed into the album and enjoying it way more. There's a vibe and feel to Pink Panther's music that makes her catchy. A few tracks later you run into the biggest single from the album, Mosquito, a very fun song and probably one of the more upbeat ones, despite the sad and romantic lyrics. The fast pace was met with the slowing down of The Isle a few tracks later, and while my outlook on the faster paced songs became more positive on the re-listen, I still stand on the statement that I like her sound way more when she slows it down a bit vocally. Songs like Blue, Feeling Complete, The Isle, and Bury Me, the slower pace makes them a lot more catchy, and it makes her songwriting more obvious and easy to digest. I think about the songs of hers that are considered hits, and while the beats per minute or tempo of these beats are extremely high, instead of fitting within the beat like she does in Mosquito, she kind of takes a slower approach. Think about Pain. I know my musical lingo is lacking, and I'm sure there's a better way to explain it, but hopefully you guys understand what I mean. All the features on this project were great, but the feature on Bury Me, which was produced by BNYX, is easily one of my favorite tracks. It's a breath of fresh air from the rest of the album, and to no surprise, both their voices were great over the amazingly produced BNYX beat. The album closes with Capable of Love, which is perfect as for a conclusion of the album. The guitar being added in with as the song progresses, and the songwriting is just great. It feels like the perfect song that'll close out a Disney movie or something. Nevertheless though, this album is Pink Panther's elevating her sound and artistry, which makes me excited to hear what else she has coming. The album's catchy and great. The moral of the story is don't judge an album off the first listen, especially if it's from a talented artist. If you listen to the album, comment down below your thoughts on it, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace. Yeah.